All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is November 9th. We got ourselves a Thursday of just 2 NBA games on the slate. Like we always do, we're going to go through each and every game, so all 2 of the games. I'm going to give you my lean or leans on the games here, whether it's the spread or the total. We'll talk about it, but all my final plays, and we're not going to force anything tonight. All my final plays, though, will be in the pinned comment. For too many times so far, this is the second time in just, 8 NBA game nights or just a couple weeks of the NBA that we're already looking at 2 reverse sweeps. Nonetheless, guys, we're waking up early. We're facing the music. We're going out there doing our thing here, but it is tough to swallow these losses. Last night we had the under in the Jazz and the Pacers game. Nope, that one they did what they were supposed to. I thought that I might have seen something, in the numbers and whatnot. No, they put a bunch of points up. We had the under. We had the over in the Celtics and the Sixers. They had 2 quarters that looked like over, and then 2 quarters that absolutely changed the game with under. And then we had our same game parlay. If it wasn't for Jakob Poeltl, we would have actually cashed and had a nice little plus money hit. But nonetheless, guys, we do have to be better. In terms of being better, and I want to give a shout out here. This one's coming in from Darian Johnson. Ride of the day yesterday was Jusuf Nurkic, over 8.5 rebounds. He finished with 17. 1-7. 17 boards. He doubled his line. We're looking at a great call here from Darren. If you guys do want to be the ride of the day, all you got to use is hashtag ride of the day in the comments. I'm jumping on board with one person's pick, giving you a shout out in the next video, win or loss. So make it an absolute banger, just like Darian threw our way. This was a no sweat. 17 boards. Are you kidding me? I think he only had or not only had, but I think he shot like 9 of 12 from the field and stuff too. Just a really good Jusuf Nurkic spot. So shout out to Darian. One more cha-ching for him, because we certainly didn't cause any cha-chings on our picks. But guys, use that hashtag ride of the day in the comments. Now let's go ahead and get to this slate here. We have Indiana taking on Milwaukee. Milwaukee coming off of a win yesterday against the Pistons. And this is the problem that we've had so far on the channel. My leans have been hitting at a good clip. My problem, I have to figure out where the and it's still early in the year, so I'm not worried, but where am I going wrong picking my final plays? Because our leans are good. So if you're watching the video, getting value, that's what I feel good about. Like, we're talking good NBA basketball. I'm giving you guys good sort of leans and it's just talk, but we're not making those final plays. Like, for example, yesterday, Pistons plus 12.5, right? Milwaukee only wins by 2. And Milwaukee really hasn't surprised anyone this entire season. Indiana coming off of a big win against Utah. They win 134-118. I do feel like this is an Indiana team that can run Milwaukee into some sort of issues. Like, if Indiana just keeps playing the pace that they're playing at, like, guys, they scored in their last couple games here 124, 152, 134. Like, there's no shortage of points no matter who they're playing. I will say this is probably the best defense that they've played in the last week or so, but it's not really a good Milwaukee defense that we're used to. So don't get confused by Milwaukee's a good defensive team. Yes, Giannis is good defensively, but them losing Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, and changing up their team has really taken a toll on their defensive side of things. So I don't necessarily have a spread lean in this. I'd like to think Milwaukee, beats Indiana, but the way Indiana has been running has been absolutely crazy, and truthfully, they can kind of switch up anything in any game because of how fast they play. It kind of equals the playing field, even if they're playing a way better team. So I'm going to lean towards the over 242 I see on Bet365 right now as a line, and other sportsbooks as well. Graphics has 243. I think this is another game in which there's a lot of points scored. You guys know how I feel about these high totals, though. Like, I don't know if this becomes a final play, but I felt it last night. You're silly to look at anything other than an over when Indiana's playing. Like, that's just the case right now. Do I think that they keep this up? Perhaps, but not necessarily. Like 130, 150, these types of scores, like at some point they're going to get burnt out as well, especially on a back-to-back or anything like that. But as of right now, like I can't look at this game and say, oh, well, there's not going to be that many points scored. We tried to read that or make that our read with the Jazz game, right? And how'd that work out? Like not even close to what we needed. So I like the over in this spot. I don't know if I can pull the trigger on it because I don't know if I can just stomach like an over of 242, 243. That's pretty nuts. But I think that is the analytical spot in today's game. All right, guys, a couple things before we get into game number 2 here. Obviously, a shorter video with just 2 games on, but hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, all right? If you're still rocking with me, show your support by hitting that like button because the NBA season has been off to a rocky start. It's our best sport, or at least I'd like to think so. 3 seasons in a row of profitable betting on the NBA. This year, uphill battle so far. We're digging ourselves a minor hole, but again, it is a long term. Second thing, if you guys do want to support us, go ahead and show your support by picking up some Fade Me merch. FadeMe.store, guys. Great new designs over there. We just launched the Miami Vice tees as well. Check it out, FadeMe.store. But let's check out this Orlando and Atlanta game. Right away, I like the under 232.5. I understand exactly why this is here, right? You have 2 teams that are, I wouldn't say necessarily playing crazy pace, but playing with decent pace on the offensive end. Orlando, they've been a crazy good first half team. Now they've kind of died off, but a top 10 first half team in terms of scoring. Then they drop into, honestly, like the bottom percentile when it comes to scoring. So I do think that this is a spot in which Orlando, yes, they look like they're always playing well. By the end of the game, they slow down tremendously. And you have an Atlanta team that, yeah, they score a lot of points, 2 in terms of their rank for points per game this season. And they do actually get better as the game goes on. But when you look at them, field goal percentage, field goal makes, they're kind of in the middle of the pack. So this is a team where, yes, they're scoring a lot of points, and I understand it, but they're not as efficient as you might think. In Orlando is no defense to tip your nose at. They're allowing the 3rd fewest points in the entire league right now, the 3rd fewest 4th quarter points as of right now. In terms of 3-point percentage against 2, they're up there. Like, this is a decent Orlando defense because of their youth, because of their length, right? So I do think that this is a pretty damn good spot for the Atlanta team to at least kind of get hindered in a sense offensively, and 232.5 seems super high. So this is probably my favorite play on the board today, the under, which unfortunately, guys, it's still a lean. Like, I'm not even telling you right now, it definitely makes its way into the final plays because I'm trying to really pick my spots here and be thoughtful about what we make final plays because we haven't had the best of luck with our final plays as of late. Like, go back and watch. You're not going to, but if you did, go back and watch all these NBA videos that we've done. Our leans are hitting at a pretty damn good clip. Our final plays are what is costing us. But nonetheless, guys, I do think Orlando at least keeps this game closer, meaning it's going to go under. So by default, I guess I'm going to take a peek at Orlando +3. That I do not have much of a gusto behind. I think that this could be easily a 5-point game or something like that, but it wouldn't surprise me if Orlando does keep this game close. So I'll lean Orlando +3. I wish we're getting a little bit more in terms of points there, because like I said, Orlando losing by 5 would be a close game, but they end up losing against the spread. But I really do like the under 232.5. I don't necessarily see this being a spot in which Atlanta is able to go out there and score a bunch of points. Like, think about the defenses that they've played so far, or at least as of late. Their last 3 games here: Washington, New Orleans, and OKC. Like, I'm not buying into much of that. This is going to be the best defense in Orlando. And it's weird because you don't think of Orlando as a great defensive team, but this is going to be the best defense that they've played in a little while now. And again, that's just coming from a points per game perspective, as well as this is a really good, one of the better rebounding teams in the league, a big team. So give me Orlando here, but I like the under more than anything. And guys, it's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Again, hit that subscribe button if you're still watching, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments if you are still watching. By commenting 9, we're coming up on the 9-minute mark here, and we know that we got to be better, right? The percentage we're hitting at right now is not great. We've had really good nights, but alongside that, we've had really bad nights. So we've pumped off the money gun in sweeps, right? But that doesn't mean squat if the next night we followed up with a reverse sweep. But I will tell you guys, I'm still going to show up here and make videos like I tell you all the time, right? I could be 0-1 in my last 1,000,000 bets. I'm showing up making a video. There's a reason why we have a brand called Fade Me. Like, there is humility that comes with the territory of being a sports bettor. If you're one of the people that wants to jump on here or even just tell your buddies, oh, I won this, you got to talk about your losses too, right? And that's something super important to keep yourself grounded and keep yourself real. So we do that here, and it's been a bad start to the year, but we continue to grind, guys. Thank you guys for your continuous support, even in the bad days. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, peace out.